lifer. I'm from a boxing family. His father, a manager, a promoter. We know Cornflake himself is a regional promoter. But this is the biggest fight of his career. Let's see what the kid can do.
Charlo reuniting with his first amateur trainer, Highland Williams Sr., who also led him in the early stages of his career, no longer working with Ronnie Shields. Also has former two-division champ, one of his favorite fighters, Juan Guzman, helping out in the corner. And we are underway, round one, scheduled for 10 at 168 pounds after another long layoff. What kind of questions need to be answered early for Jermall Charlo, BC?
Well, definitely when we're talking about ring rust, which is in some ways unavoidable, you got to be timed, and the timing of that jab has to be a big thing. The footwork, just the comfort level. He showed that a couple of years back in 2023 against Jose Benavidez Jr. that he quickly adjusted to that.
And Abner's jab, more than a setup, it is a weapon. In fact, he dropped Cornelius Bundridge with a jab when he became a 154-pound champion. And then in one of his better title defenses, he dropped Julian Williams with a jab. So a very powerful weapon and really one of the best sticks in the sport.
And right on cue right there, Charlo landing a stiff jab to LaManna's face. And yes, that's the key for him. That's the opener for everything. The lead jab and the combinations behind that.
And when Charlo is at his best as well, BC's when he has that chip on his shoulder, when he brings venom to his punches, when he's mean.
Look, it's the rare, not just fighter, but athlete in professional sports who can almost perform better when they're angry, when they have something to prove. That's what Jermall Charlo has this fight. And let's say something for Cornflake LaManna. He's pressed Charlo's buttons at times in the build-up. He's been passive-aggressive. He's been sort of using the layoff against Charlo. All that doesn't matter, though, when they touch gloves, and here we are. But Charlo's got to make sure that he reminds everybody that with the unbeaten record, he's still the hitman.
Yeah, LaManna doing totally the opposite of what I thought he was going to do in this first round, which was pressure Charlo, make him feel uncomfortable. He's letting Charlo get off with that jab.
And Charlo never in a rush. He's a patient predator.
Has a high IQ, can adjust to whatever his opponent gives him. And you see the effect of that jab already. Look at the redness around the forehead and nose of LaManna.
Yeah, LaManna's got to be careful what comes behind that jab, that stiff right hand. Powerful right hand also from Charlo.
Yes, style defined by precision, patience, and punishing intent. A sharpshooting boxer-puncher doesn't waste motion. Everything is measured. Everything matters. And as we mentioned, he applies pressure without chasing, using footwork and a high guard defense to stay safe while breaking opponents down. And you know, he was once criticized for his low output. We see it against Montiel and against Jose Benavidez Jr., where there's definitely been an uptick in the offensive department in terms of punches thrown.
Nice.
Rounds to try to find his rhythm, his timing, shed whatever ring rust there might be. And for LaManna's corner, they don't want him standing in front of Charlo. Use the jab and move. And there's the double jab from Charlo. We talk about offense. Well, in that first round, Charlo was 10 of 31. LaManna 2 of 24. Neither landed a power punch. So very much a cautious start.
That was a nice jab right there by LaManna. He's jabbing with Charlo, and you want to continue to do that if you're LaManna.
I mean, that's his best skill, working that jab, being active, using footwork to turn you, but also being smart on the inside. He should hold against Charlo, in my opinion. Try to frustrate him.
Man.
Try to really just get under his skin like he did in the build-up to this fight at times.
Yeah, you got to make it an ugly fight at times if you're LaManna. You got to make Charlo feel comfortable, definitely. And doubt himself. Again, he's coming back after a year and a half.
We talk about Charlo going the last 3 fights without a knockout. Of course, now moving up to 168 pounds. The power coming with him, and we'll have to wait and see because he's 33-0 with 22 knockouts. Really, the most comprehensive, the greatest performance of his career was against Sergey Derevyanchenko, the 3-time title challenger. One of the most complete performances of Jermall Charlo's career. And LaManna on the run, trying to avoid the punishing jab of Charlo. Charlo sticks it right in his face.
And that jab has created some swelling around the left eye of LaManna, something to monitor.
And he needs to stay off the ropes.
Yeah, and as a fighter, once you start feeling yourself, once you start seeing that your punches are landing, that's it, it's over. And that's what's happening right now. Charlo is feeling that his punches are landing. He's not missing at all.
Charlo told us one mistake by LaManna and it will be lights out. Just over a minute left here in the second.
Ooh. Great right hand counter punch right there by Charlo.
I talked about Charlo becoming a busier fighter, not the case so far here in the early stages.
Charlo told us about the reunion with his original trainer, Arlo Williams Sr. It was about the mentality, the comfortability, the way that they talk to each other. He did still say the legendary trainer, Ronnie Shields, are still on great terms. They can reunite at any time. But let's see what this new chapter brings with an old face in the corner there for Jermall Charlo.
He said he wanted to go back to his roots, and then the roots of his professional career was as a pretty decent knockout artist. So, and you know, according to the odds and everyone you ask, I mean, Thomas LaManna, tailor-made for a guy like Charlo to record a knockout win. Despite LaManna's momentum and the 9-fight win streak, nowhere near the level of opposition that Charlo presents here tonight.
5 seconds after the bell. Time.
Charlo's too slow. You're letting him have success. He's again. Wait to see.
Yeah, I don't know about him being slow. I mean, he was able to counter with the right hand, Charlo.
Oh, here's an aggressive start by LaManna. Resets and eats the jab from Charlo. See that looping right hand by LaManna.
Those are the risks you gotta take. You gotta go out there and throw bombs if you're LaManna. It's a big opportunity for you.
And the ultra patient stalker Charlo. Also a great counter puncher. Punchline to LaManna.
It's not that Charlo has a sizzle style, but the jab setting up the big right hand. It is hard to deal with when you figure in his timing, his explosiveness. He's starting to show a little bit of that old hitman here, the way he's setting that up.
There's the veteran LaManna. Stays dropped for the 5th time in his career.
5, 6, 7, 8. Walk over now. Ready to go?
LaManna goes down for the 5th time in his career here in round 3.
LaManna is caught under the left eye from that punch that knocked him down.
The timing's back, the power's back from Charlo. Ooh. And it's not that Charlo doesn't throw enough. He throws just enough and the right punches.
Well, he doesn't waste punches. And he's not being made to pay for that because of the impact of these big shots on LaManna.
Under a minute now left in the third. LaManna finds himself cornered. The jab and the right hand down court by Charlo. LaManna trying to stand his ground. Showing some bravado under fire.
Less shouting, more throwing if you're LaManna.
Also, be careful what you're asking for from the hitman.
There's a jab, the counter jab by Charlo. LaManna's trying to fight back. After going down, he's not gun shy. He isn't running away now. Resetting, utilizing lateral movement.
And that's exactly how you cut off the ring. You're not just chasing him. Charlo's cutting off the ring, putting you behind the ropes, and LaManna's just still survival mode right now.
10 seconds.
Good to see after everything he's been through outside of the ring to come back like this inside of it.
Beginning of round 4, scheduled for 10 at 168 pounds.
LaManna's face, definitely showing the receipts of taking the power of Charlo, but he hasn't quit on himself. Still in there trying to plant seeds behind that jab and work back into the fight.
Well, I think he's got to pressure. He's got to push Charlo back. I'm just going backwards. He's giving Charlo the momentum, letting him get off first.
Charlo stalking LaManna, just misses with the left hook.
Easier said than done, but if they feel like he's too slow, they time the jab. Counter punch on top of it.
Charlo wanting to set that trap and land that counter right. There's the...
That was a good counter.
At this point of Jermall's career, do you think it is to get rounds tonight?
Really important. He talked about it in interviews. He said, I've won some rounds. And it seems like he's taking his time. There's no rush in Charlo. He knows he's landing every single shot. And
yet the pressure is on him to make a statement with an emphatic victory. Right, Abner?
Yes, there is also. But again, it's barely the fourth round. You already got a knockdown. You've heard LaManna many times. So right now, it's just a matter of when, to be honest.
Under a minute left here in round 4.
To echo what Abner said earlier about the twin brothers, the Charlo twins, reuniting. They've always been each other's biggest fan in a lot of ways, but they can be rivals. They can push each other's buttons. It's heartwarming to see the love rekindle between them, knowing that they're both on the comeback trail.
Did not go down. But was hurt by that shot from Charlo. 15 seconds left here in the 4th frame.
The left hand, not just as a jab, as a hook.
10 seconds.
That Thomas LaManna's been down in his career.
Yeah, I was so focused on the glove touching the canvas that I missed that his knee touched the canvas. So yeah, official knockout.
So the view of the expediency on that replay situation earlier this year in the big Tank Davis Lamont Roach matchup.
Look at that jab. Just started with 1, 2 jabs. Now you're going tripling the jab. Talking about Charlo.
So LaManna's been down in round 3 due to an overhand right by Charlo, and then went down in round 4 due to the left.
Look at that pressure from Charlo. He's right in front of you. Not a lot of punches though, but just the right hits and the power.
That little check left hand wobbled LaManna.
And so far, Charlo has landed twice as many jabs as LaManna has landed punches.
He's down.
Charlo get enough rounds now to build himself and get LaManna out.
Charlo has dropped LaManna in rounds 3, 4, and now 5.
This isn't just about the comeback of Jermall Charlo. We know there could be big business in the near future with the likes of the main eventer and Caleb Plant. So far, though, Big Charlo seems to be back and seems to be handling his business.
It doesn't seem like he wants to get him out in this round. Charlo waiting.
LaManna's having fun in there, but it is kind of hard to
It's frustration also for Lamar. Not being able to do anything really in this fight. He's trying to march on him.
You get the feeling like one more knockdown might be enough for the referee to step in here.
Absolutely. Romanov European trying to stay on his feet at this stage. Big shot from Charlo Romanov. Using his feet to try to avoid the attack. He needs to get off the ropes. Lateral movement. The ever-patient Charlo continues to
10 seconds.
just measure Romanov. Right hand by Romanov brings out a smile from Charlo. The champ.
5.
Time before Jamal Charlo closes the show and is returning
Got
here
the
in Las
timeout.
Vegas to a new weight class, and they are taking a look at Thomas Lamano.
That's a heck of a shirt on the ringside, doctor. Where's Joe Goose?
Listen, doctor recommendation, we're stopping the...
Yes!
Charlo dropping